So I'm gonna explain to you guys how I created this image. It's just, I don't really explain what I set my camera at, how I place my camera, but through the time lapse and like me setting up, you guys can kind of get an understanding of how I set the picture up. From setup to putting the product in place and everything, it literally took me 10 minutes maybe. 15 minutes at most. Shot the picture, and then I'll show you guys how I edit it, process it, and clean it up using Photoshop. Hope you enjoy the process. Here it is. So I have the photo pulled up onto my Lightroom now. And let's see what I can do with this. First things I noticed when I shot this, the speed light up front, I didn't have it really high in power because I wanted to be able to brighten this up in post, just the labels, so the bottles aren't overexposed in a sense. First, let me do my lens corrections. I'm gonna edit this from scratch, and let me find my crop. This is going to be a square image because a lot of this down here is dead. I can actually turn this into a flyer, really. Let me see, I'll probably just do that. So down here I can visualize putting like 100 proof in graphic work, 3 flavors and their profiles. So maybe I could bring it down just a little bit, just like that. Okay, so let's start with my tone curves. First, my white balance. Since this was shot with flash, I'm gonna set it to flash. Not much of a difference, but it's noticeable. Okay, then I will start with my tone curve. See if I want to add fade to this. Probably not going to do fade. I want this to be really clean. I want the blacks to be black. So I'm going to bring up the whites, my highlights on the tone curve, because I want it to be really contrasty. I want the bottles and the boxes to contrast from the orange. So as you can see, if I bring it up more, it starts to create a little more contrast. Probably there. And almost my white points. Bring it up a little bit too. And then I'll probably bring my white point down to clip the whites just a little bit. Probably something like that. Slight adjustment. Let's see the difference. It's a big difference. Okay. And then we'll go to my basic.
Probably gonna brighten it up just a little bit. Probably something like that, just kind of balance the image. See what my highlights do. Okay, that's makes the orange go away, so I'm gonna bring it down. I want it to be pretty punchy. See what my whites do. Gives it a little more contrast. Let's do that. Then let's play with my blacks. I want my blacks to be really dark here. So I'm gonna bring my blacks down right up to there. And let's see what my shadows do. Probably bring my shadows down just a hair. Right there. So that right there is a really big difference. And then what I want to do is I want to bring the labels out just because they're a little underexposed. So I'm going to brush here. Let's bring the exposure up. Let's try plus 50, start there. Let's brush in the labels. Just like that. This too. And this side. This side's gonna be a little bit harder just because there's a lot of vapor in front of the bottle. So I'm gonna undo that bottle, do that as a separate brush. I'm gonna work with these two first. Let's bring the exposure up a little more. Probably something like that. We gotta clean it up a little bit. Up here. And down here. Same with this one. Clean this up a little bit. There and here. I'm also gonna use this same brush for, let's see how this looks. Okay, that's too much. I'll do that as a separate brush. Okay, let's add some contrast to make the labels darker. A little punchier. Probably want to try clarity going up. There you go. Clarity brings the labels out. Do plus 15. Let's try dehazing. No, that doesn't look good. Okay. Like that. So that looks good for those two. I'll do my second brush for the third bottle to the left. I'm gonna just brush it without any adjustments, so it's brushed. I could tell by pushing O, this will tell me what I'm brushing. It colors it as red. Then I can just clean up where the red spills over the label. Okay, oh, to turn it off, then let me see. I might want to just use contrast because of the vapor. So bump the contrast up there. Let's bring the exposure up just a little bit. I might want to dehaze this. It might cut through the vapor, which it does, but it makes it a little greenish. So let's see if I add magenta, it'll kind of clean it up. Okay, there. Let's try dropping the saturation. Something like that. Remember, I didn't really take my time taking this photo. I literally just set it up and took the picture. I wasn't trying to make it perfect. This is just a really quick shot. Try bringing the blacks down. It cuts through the vapor. Just like that. Okay, drop the magenta down a little bit. Right there, it doesn't look bad at all. So that's before and that's after. That's huge. So before, after. Okay, and then I kind of want to brush the reflection in. Just might kind of make it pop, so I'll probably bring it up to like 0.2 and kind of just brush the labels in, the reflection. Same with the middle bottle, and same with this side. And then see if dehazing, nope. To probably bring up the clarity. To kind of bring the reflection in. And let's bring the blacks down. So I can probably just brush the rest of this in. This side. Just like that. So let's try bringing the blacks down. There you go. And then let's try adding contrast. It's not bad there. See if we can bring up the exposure a little bit. If I bring it down, it actually doesn't look bad. Instead of having the exposure up, I'll bring the exposure down. Probably something like that. And then I will probably brush the top, make it a little darker, just to give more focus onto the bottles. Bring the blacks down, so it kind of makes the background go away. And then let's open this up a little bit. Just kind of see what it does. Something like that. There you go. I'm pretty cool with that. Let's add some. Let's make the bottom darker too. Let's bring the shadows down and the black slightly. And then I kind of want to hide this. So let's make this smaller. Okay, bring the exposure down a little more. Place something around there. That's cool. Alright, now let's mess with my HSL, which is Hue, Saturation, Luminance. Let's figure out what colors these are by using this. So this will tell me this is yellow here. That's yellow. So if I grab my yellow slider, I can adjust. Kind of want to make it go up a little bit, just like that. Let's try orange. Ooh. That looks cool. Bring the orange luminance down so it's not too bright. Something there. Let's mess with the hue. Maybe I can make it a little more red. Ooh, more like fire. Something like that. Okay, then let's do yellows. Give it more of a dark red, orange. Right, something like that. That looks neat. Pretty pleased with that. And that's a pretty quick edit. Into Photoshop, I'm just gonna clean it up real quick. Just take out these little dots from the flash, which is actually fairly easy. Just kind of select.
So I want to thank Super James for hitting me up a few days ago about the juice. We got some samples. We tried it. We liked it. We picked out 3 flavors that my cousin and I liked, and then we placed the order. We received them today, and that's when I set up my studio real quick to take some pictures for our social media stuff, and that inspired me to create a quick behind-the-scenes video for you guys to see the process. And yeah, so thanks to Super James, and hopefully you guys enjoyed what you watched. If there's anything else you guys would like to see, or if there's any feedback you'd like to give, please let me know. And if you can, please subscribe. That would inspire me to do more. Thank you guys for watching.